Do you have to keep a certain diet and stay away from like alcohol or spicy foods or anything?
No, I don't keep a certain diet. I eat mostly vegan, vegetarian-based, plant-based, I would say. I'll cheat with like sushi and some dairy, but I've been lactose intolerant since birth. So I don't have to keep a specific diet. I just do because I want to stay healthier throughout my longevity of life. It probably helps that I don't drink alcohol, because I've heard of a lot of other sword swallowers that do drink. They have a lot of acid reflux problems, probably because their body is, I don't know, not processing it the same, maybe because of, I personally, I don't know. It's on a subject to subject basis, and that's not ever something I've dealt with. I've even had doctors that have like talked to me about it. This one doctor I've worked with, who's actually examined my esophagus for some medical study he did with intubation. He used to ask me, he's like, "Do you get heartache or like heartburn often?" I'm like, "No, shockingly, I don't." It's like strange. You'd think with the blade moving past it and causing that, it could cause a buildup of scar tissue, is what he said, from the pressure of it passing each time. And he's like, which could cause irritation like heartburn over time. I don't get any of that.
Do you have doctors reaching out to you, or have you done a lot of medical studies? Because I mean, it's uncommon what you're doing with the sword.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do that. I know a lot of people don't want to do it. A lot of people are interested, but have doctors reached out to you and said, "Hey, we should do some scans," or anything like that?
I've had, again, the one doctor, Nate, who I met through a fellow performer. He's known as like the Cirque doctor. He's getting one of his doctorates for something specifically right now, and so part of his schooling is like working at Circus Center. He's really the only person I've worked with. I've always wanted to get an x-ray of a sword and a hook in my face, just because that's really cool. There's other performers that have done it, obviously, because the technology's been around for a very long time, but I think it'd be interesting to do it with my saw blades. I have this stack of 4 serrated saws right here that I swallow all at the same time. So as you can see, as I swallow them, there's actually serrated edges that can stick out from the edges of the swords. And yeah, I can imagine what that would look like inside my esophagus, because I feel them going up and down the rings of my esophagus as I pull them in and out. But I think, so the interesting experience I've had with doctors is a lot of them want to study it, but they don't have the area to do it, and by that, the environment, because a lot of them are worried about insurance. If I get hurt on their watch, that's scary to them, and that's an insurance claim, or somebody getting sued by a lawyer for whatever. So that's actually the problem I had with that one medical study I was doing, where they were examining my esophagus with an ultrasound, and then I was basically shoving an endoscope down my own throat, all on my own through my nose, and they wouldn't let me swallow sword at the college, because it was a liability issue. And even though they had planned all this and they were going to let me, it said nothing metal. They wouldn't let me swallow anything metal. Again, just liability. So I think that's why I don't have more doctors on larger occasions reaching out, because it's just such a liability thing, and they don't want anything to do with it.
Maybe one way around is like, "Hey, I'm going to come in about an hour, and I'm going to have a sword in my throat. Maybe you could just take some CT scans of that."
I would love it. If there's a doctor out there that wants to reach out and do some medical study, please reach out. We can do whatever you want. I will sign a waiver, and yeah, let's make it happen, because I think science can persistently advance if we had more understanding of how much the human body can evolve through. Obviously, we exercise and work out, so if you can examine that through something like I'm doing, it could have a lot of medical uses if you really think about it.
Thanks for watching Untitled Interview. If you liked the conversation you just watched, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested, there's lots more just like that right here.